I want to talk about something I was just riding on my moped, and it's just so clear that the greatest the greatest source of energy. And look, it's not about feeling good or feeling bad. It's about, do you feel energized or low energy? Being depressed is low energy. When you're happy, you're hot, you're energized. So let's look at it like that, okay? When you're energized, you feel excellent, and when you are drained and you have low energy, you feel terrible. Okay? You don't want to live. You just don't want to do anything. So that's the good and bad. Is energized versus low energy. Now, what's the greatest source of energy? In my opinion, it is attention. Let's talk about this real quick, okay? This is an incredible thing. Giving someone your attention is the greatest gift you can give them. Getting attention from anyone, like even you know, so if it's like even if it's online, if people are giving you attention, if they're looking at what you're doing, if they're liking your pics and your statuses, if they're sending you emails, any type of attention towards you is energizing. Now, here's the thing that energy can come from other people, it can come from, the opposite sex, it can even come from animals. That's why people love dogs, because they get this attention. They're getting energized by attention. And the flip side is when you give attention to things, it can be draining. You're giving away your power. So energy and attention and power are very much the same thing. And the interesting thing is that we're constantly generating energy within us. And then we decide how to use that energy based on what our attention is on. Now, I was riding around because I'm using Tinder at the moment. I'm dating, and it's an application for dating, if you don't know what Tinder is. And I've been using it for a while now, and I've learned so much from it, from Guru Tinder, from Master Tinder. Whenever my phone vibrates, or I get messages, or I get matches, or messages from possible, Tinder dates or whatever, I feel amazing. It feels so great. And when I have lots of messages happening, I feel great. When my phone's, when there's like a lot of conversations going on, it's extremely energizing. I feel important. I feel interesting. I feel attractive. And that's usually where we direct our attention. Humans like to direct their attention on things that are interesting to them. And this ties in with how relevant you are. And I see this as the core of happiness or being content is when you when people are interested in you, you feel attractive, you feel relevant, you feel like there's a purpose for you, there's a reason for you to be on this planet, because people are interested in you. So when you see people like these spiritual teachers that have hundreds of people in front of them giving them their attention, there is no way that that's not affecting them to make them feel content, important, relevant, attractive, interesting. And I'm sure they're getting so energized by all of that attention. In turn, the attention that they give people also, it can be good. But these guys are getting tons of attention. And remember, attention is energy, and being energized is what it is to be happy. So there's going to be a flip side to all of the things I'm saying. So stay tuned, yeah? But look, the greatest gift we can give anyone is our attention because you're going to energize that person. Um, So going back to the Tinder, when I stop receiving the messages and let's say things aren't working out, and suddenly there's no one that I'm interacting with on there, it feels so terrible. It feels, you feel like rejected, you feel unwanted, uninteresting, irrelevant, yeah, obsolete. So, what we're talking about at the core here is life and death. Energy is life, lack of energy is death. Okay, so it's just so interesting, and I guess you could even do like a mathematical equation of what happiness is, and maybe that's what I've been so interested in, and I'm trying to get at, like, what is the root of happiness? Is it attention? I believe it is, because here's the flip side of all of what I'm saying is that you don't need, or let's reword this. Most people are unconsciously, without realizing it, seeking that attention. Okay? They're not aware that attention is energy in its life. And some people are, but most people, without realizing, go out and just crave attention. They want that attention because it gives them energy. But here's the thing is most people are seeking that energy and that attention from outside of themselves. From, let's say, they get energized by a dog. What happens when their dog dies? Boom, depressed. They're getting energized by the attention that they have from all their friends when they're always in contact with their friends. What happens when that's gone, when their friends get married or move or whatever? There's that vacuum, right? So there's nothing wrong with getting attention from your dog, from your friends, from your relationship. There's nothing wrong with it. From Tinder, from Facebook, all that attention that's energizing you, making you feel. There's nothing wrong with it, but I think it's important to just know what's going on here. That why you feel so great sometimes and feel so crap sometimes, because of this this attention, this energy flux that's going on, and being aware of it is so important, because then you can get to the core of what I want this video to be about, which is that most people are seeking attention outside of themselves, but this is where, you know I guess, for lack of better words, spirituality, you know people who meditate, the core of it is that you're giving yourself attention. And that's always going to be there as long as you're alive. So that's the power of, all the incredible teachings that are in religions or spirituality, or, there's so much good stuff in there. And the best of it, in my opinion, focuses on this. It's like when you no longer are seeking the energy from outside of your body, and it's now from within you. You're able to energize yourself with your own attention. That's the power of prayer. That's the power of, sitting in silence and meditating and just bringing your attention into the present moment, as people like Eckhart and all these other spiritual people talk about. The point is, your focus and attention is the source of energy, and you can direct it onto yourself. It's like anything. It's like tennis, like riding a bike, like learning anything. It's just learning how to keep yourself energized. And being energized is being happy. So that's what I wanted to get out, and I wanted to share that, because I've learned it, so, through, like I said, the dating through Tinder. I've learned it, even, like, I went through a lot of things this year, and I purposely burned a lot of bridges, and wanted to, like, let a lot of my relationships come to a close, And through that, you kind of get to this place where it's just you, and you're no longer like, being energized by your friends, your family, by the attention from them, okay? So it's a really useful stuff, I think, to know and be aware of, because when you see people who are unhappy around you, whether it's your family, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband, it's probably got to do with this. Are they getting energized? And remember, energy is attention from the right sources. And the ultimate source of energy is from yourself. And it's two ways. It's when you are not leaking energy. In other words, when you're not leaking your attention on other people, and that's when people. That's an example of that is when you're just not with yourself and you're always looking at what others are doing, following the crowd, being a sheep, wanting to please others or wanting to do what others are doing, rather than just asking, what do I want to do with my life? Like, what interests me? Most of us, we want to do what's cool. We want to do what's in the magazines, what's in the, on TV, what's on the internet, what's hip and cool and awesome, and then you just want to do that. It's being a sheep, right? Um, so it's just coming back to yourself and realizing, look, I want to keep my attention from myself, and I don't care what's going on in the world, and I'm going to do what I love to do and what I want to do. And all right, that's it. So hopefully something interesting in there that can help. And I think the more we can like master our attention, the more we can live like, to our fullest, because we won't be leaking energy out on other things by putting our attention onto other things. We'll keep our attention, we'll keep our energy, we'll make ourselves super powerful, super strong and energized. And that's what people call being in the zone. It's when you're just fully energized and you're here, and there's no stress, there's less stress, there's less of a drain, there's more life, less death. All right, that's my video, and sending everybody out there lots of energy and attention, but keeping most of it for myself.